Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Fact Sheet Friday for FS25. Nice and quick with this one, we have 6 fact sheets to look at. This is for Friday the 11th of October 2024. And it is fact sheet number 7, I believe. Overall, this will be the 7th Friday in a row, and it's leading the whole way up until FS25 releases on the 12th of November. So, without any further ado, let's get cracking. If you like Farm Simulator videos, make sure you check out my channel. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, really helps me out. I am doing Let's Plays, I am doing role plays on FS22, check all my videos out, and I will be doing the same on FS25 when it comes out. I'll be doing lots of Let's Plays, lots of showcasing, all sorts. So if you want to see anything, leave something in the comments and I will get to it straight away. Now, without any further ado, let's get in and look at this fact sheet, or these 6 fact sheets for today. First up, we have the Amity technology. This is something I would not be familiar with at all. It's the 2720 Harvester Scrub and the Crop Chaser 1000. Something I'm not familiar with. I've done a little bit of sugar beet, but yeah, it's just very, very different to what way sugar beet is done over in Ireland or even the UK. Yeah, but anyway, we'll have a look at a bit more information on this. So obviously it's a trailed sugar beet harvester that goes behind the tractor. As you can see, a huge John Deere with quad wheels or dual wheels extras like pulling this thing. So yeah, pretty big horsepower, I'm going to imagine. 280 as you can see here, which is a big enough. A little bit smaller than what I actually thought, to be quite honest. But yeah, it is just a sugar beet harvester. It costs $175,500 or euros or pounds or wherever you're from. 280 horsepower, 6.5 meters. No, 6,500 litres in the tank, I'm guessing, in the little hopper. It weighs 20.4 tons. It is a 6.4 meters working with, which is incredible because a lot of the sugar beet harvesters are like 3 meters or whatever. They're barely the width of the back of the tractor, and even the self-propelled ones have a very small 3 meter header usually. So to have a 6.5 meter trailed sugar beet harvester is going to be insane. If there's a harvester like this for potatoes, it would be great. But we'll have to wait and see for that. It does 10 kilometers per hour or 6 miles per hour working speed, and it is obviously for sugar beet. Down here then we have the same brand, the Amity technology. It's a Crop Chaser 1000. It's an auger wagon. Again, something I'm not too familiar with using. We usually just use a trailer off the side of the field. We'd never really have fields big enough to have to use an auger wagon, but here we are. We'll have to have a look at it and see for some maybe American map. It costs 160,000 for this auger wagon. It requires 450 horsepower. That is monumental. Now it is huge. It does hold 60,900 litres, which is a lot. And you can see this thing is big. Weighs 21.8 tons. And what you can put in it is pretty much everything. All the crops here. Wheat, barley, oats, canola. Your usuals. You have the root crops here. Sugar beet. You have potatoes. Red beet, carrots, parsnip, and then you have the rice, you have green beans, peas, spinach, sugar cane, then you even go silage, grass, hay, straw, manure, rocks or rubble or whatever way you want to call it, pig feed, total mixed ration, solid fertilizer, chaff, snow, lime. It does everything. Basically every single thing in this, which is insane. But yeah, it is a huge way of transporting some sort of a grain or any item at all really in the game. On to a self-propelled harvester. Here we go. Yeah, so doesn't actually say they're working with here, surprisingly. But yeah, as you can see, very small, not 6.5 meters anyway. We know that much. But to be fair, probably holds a lot more in the hopper. Also, it doesn't say how much it holds in the hopper, but I would imagine this holds a lot more in the hopper. So you'd have to use or empty it a lot less. But it is a fine looking machine. It is a Agrifac Light Tracks. Interesting looking machine. Definitely going to have to give this a go when the game comes out. But it costs 527,000, so more than likely going to be an item we're going to lease. It's 469 horsepower, variable CVT transmission, 900 litres of fuel in the tank. Does 25 kilometers per hour or 15 miles per hour on the road. It weighs 21 tons, and it also does a 10 kilometers or 6 miles per hour working speed. So if we just flick back, this does a 10 kilometers or 6 miles per hour working speed as well. it's 6.5 meters though. And it costs a lot less. And to be fair, 280 horsepower isn't, it is a lot of horsepower for a tractor, but at the same time, I think this is a lot more manageable than this, and this only does 3 meters. It's hard to know which is better. Obviously, it's for sugar beet then as well. But yeah, a very interesting machine. I love all these big self-propelled harvesters, potato harvesters, forage harvesters, and all. They're very, very fun to use. But we'll skip on to the next fact sheet. And it is a direct seeder, the Knockerling Ultima 800. It costs 181,000. Requires 275 horsepower. So if you consider this and this looks like an awful lot more awkward of a contraption than just a direct drill, and it requires almost the same amount of horsepower. It carries 4,000 litres of seed. It weighs 10.1 tons. It's 8 meters wide, which is incredible actually. Very, very good working with. It has a 20 kilometers per hour or 12 miles per hour working speed, and it just seeds. There's no fertilizer in this, so it just direct seeds. As you can see, the stubble here, the long stubble, and he's just literally cultivating it all in the one go and dropping seed in at the same time, all without previous cultivation. I love these direct drills. And it does wheat, barley, oats, canola, rice. I think that's long grain rice. I'm not 100% sure on either way yet. Oilseed radish, grass, peas, and spinach, I think are the crops that it can drill. So a very, very useful machine. 8 meters wide is phenomenal. We'll move on to the next fact sheet. And we have a good old Massey Ferguson. The Massey Ferguson 8750 and the Massey Ferguson 8750 header. Very, very nice start off kind of harvester. Because in FS22, a lot of start off time, or the start off harvester, is usually the Dites. I forget what it is. Agriliner or something like that, I think. What's the big green Dites harvester is usually the one you start with, but I think this is a nice replacement. It's a lot more vintage looking, very boxy, square, basic looking, but very, very nice for a vintage series, or even just a very small Irish or even British farm. I think it's a lovely looking harvester. Be really fun to use. So a bit more information on this harvester. It costs 104,500 quid. It has 250 horsepower. Very big actually. I didn't think it was going to be quite as big as that now. Variable CVT transmission, 378 litres of fuel in the tank. It does 25 kilometers per hour or 15 miles per hour on the road. It has an 8,000 litre capacity, which is impressive to be fair. It's quite a good bit. Some of the smaller harvesters in FS22 would only have maybe 6.5 or 7,000, so to have the 8 would be quite nice. It weighs 10 tons. Wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, sunflowers. I'm not sure what the yellow beans are. Maybe, not sure actually. With corn and rice again. I think it's long grain rice. So if we go back, yeah. So I'm guessing that's long grain rice, because long grain rice you harvest with the normal harvester, and normal rice in the paddy fields you harvest a different way, I believe, as the proper self-propelled harvester. So the long grain rice is used with a harvester, which is interesting. It's going to be very fun. The header then costs 30 quid. 30, whoa, I wish. It costs 30,000 quid. 107 or 1. What is wrong with me? I can't read. 1.7 tons. 6 meters wide, which is very nice. Very nice size header for starting off. I really don't like you starting off with like a 4 or 5 meter header. That extra meter and a half to 6 meters really is a nice size header to start off with on small farms. It's 10 kilometers per hour or 6 miles per hour working speed. And again, it only does wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, whatever those beans are, and long grain rice. Obviously, we can't harvest sunflowers with this, or corn. We need a different header for that. But that's all we have for this week, for the 11th of October. Very, very interesting. I really do like this combine. I have to say, I really, really like this Massey. We're going to have to definitely get this in one of the maps when some of the mod maps are out, I believe. We'll have to definitely get the old Massey on an Irish map or a British map for 100%. So if you want to stick around and see that, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you ring the bell for notifications. Make sure you leave a comment on your suggestions on these fact sheets. I think they're very interesting. I absolutely love them. So without further ado, I'm going to end the video. Stop talking here. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave the video here. Thanks all for watching, and I will see you in the next Fact Sheet Friday next week. Goodbye.